My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 17th Sunday, 26th July 2020. The focus of our reflection: what makes a life worthwhile and fulfilling, and what makes a person happy and satisfied is nothing of the world, but only God and His wisdom gifted to us. God appreciates the King Solomon that he made the right and the best choice. Yes, Solomon chose wisdom to be granted by God, and not money, not long life, not victory over enemies. It is this wisdom which endows one with clarity of sight and valuation, choice and implementation. Among many options and possibilities, wisdom is not carried away by the lesser or secondary concerns, or does not get entangled by them. In the gospel, too, it is the same wisdom that enables both the man in search of the treasure and the merchant in search of a fine pearl to make the right choice in preference to the rest of things. In the second reading, too, it is the same wisdom that enables Paul to see and confirm convincingly that everything works for the good of those who love God. In wisdom, all these see very clearly that God is the highest priority, and He is the priceless treasure and the destiny of wisdom. Wisdom enables a person to distinguish between the right and wrong, to eliminate what is wrong, to appropriate what is right, and to walk steadily and loyally. And precisely this is what is lacking in many a modern man, this wisdom. Intelligence and competence, knowledge and resourcefulness, tact and techniques, talent and skill, comfort and ease, power and prestige seeking are increasing. But unfortunately, these are not leading to wisdom. In fact, many a time, these secondary components even substitute the essentials and priorities of life. Most of the time in life, many do not make right and appropriate choices and decisions. They make eagerly and rushingly choices that are not beneficial either to the self or to others. No seldom our decisions and choices become even detrimental to life. This is all a clear dearth and lack of wisdom. It is this wisdom that realizes and thus is convinced that in life, worldly possessions and pursuits are only secondary. Power of spiritual discernment is more important than mere intellectual sharpness. Spiritual wealth is more important than worldly riches. Good life is more important than a long life. Victory over one's false self and self deviations is more important than victory over extraneous enemies. Doing good is more important than doing great. Doing right is more important than doing bright. Benevolence is more important than mere competence. Integrity of life is more important than false dignity. Fervor is more important than power. Devotion is more important than mere erudition, and dedication is more important than mere education. Edification is more important than mere qualification. Love for God is more precious and more important than love for the world. Consigning everything to be ordained by God is more important than organizing whole life with a sense of self-sufficiency and complacency. Surrender to God is more important, more fulfilling than undue freedom. One should realize this truth of priority and primacy of God and good over all the rest. Treasure in the field is more precious and worth searching and acquiring than all the rest of the possessions. The fine pearl is more worth than all the rest. The value of life is more important than the cost of living and the best and test of following the right. What are the treasures and the pearls in our life? Are we in search of them? Do we discern their primacy and choose to strive to obtain them? Are we ready to part with the rest of the profits and gains in preference to the immense richness we experience? Now the direction and the directive for our life. Let us be always permeated with wisdom to discern so that we never lose our focus and search on treasure and pearl. May God always lead us with this wisdom.